Hey!
Oh, hello.
Welcome to a snowy Wise Up Wednesday. So, Wise Up Wednesday, we're cutting through some of the facts, myths, and misinformation in the fitness industry to help you get a better understanding.
So you don't have to, basically.
Yeah, you don't have to.
There's so much out there now.
Today, we're going to talk about the controversial issue of body fat. Now, most of us, of course, know that being obese carries a lot of health risks. As reading a report the other day, they now think like the diabetes rate due to obesity and poor diet in the UK is going through the roof, increasing all the time. So we know the health risks of being obese, carrying too much body fat, and maybe that'll be a subject for another time, what those are. But there's a big drive at the moment to get your body fat lower, lower, lower. So we all have this idea in our heads that that lean, ripped physique, and the lower you can get your body fat, the better. Really important to note that being low body fat also carries significant health risks. So we're just going to talk you through body fat levels and what some of the health risks associated with going down to the extreme low end can be.
And then we're going to relate that to some of the stuff that you might be seeing on Facebook and Instagram and all over social media, and you're looking at these people going, oh my gosh, I'm going to talk from a woman's perspective right now. You look at those women and they're ripped, and I love that look, I really do. Strong, not skinny, all of that stuff. And they look amazing. However, this is what James is going to talk about, and I'm going to jump in a little bit in a minute, about what it really, really takes to look like that, but also the levels of fat that they then have to go down to, their body fat percentage they have to go down to in order to look like that, and the implications. So, yeah, don't know whether you just want to talk about normal body fat levels.
So let's get an understanding of what your body fat percentage should be, could be, what we'd say normal levels are. So every individual is different. Let's make that point at the start. Everyone's going to have different. There's going to be a percentage point, 1 or 2 difference here, apart from when we get to the really low end. And of course, women are built differently to men. They do carry a high proportion of body fat.
We have boobies as well.
Boobies and bums.
Always keeping it
So
real.
what we call for the normal population body fat. For men, it'd be somewhere between like 18 to 25% body fat. For women, it's going to be about 25 to 31% body fat. Above that, you're starting to get into the obese level. You want to start to bring that down. For the people who are considered fit and active, for men, it's going to be around 14 to 17% body fat. For women, 21 to 24%. For an athlete, it's going to be for men around the 6 to 13%, depending on their sport and their season, their time of year. And then for women, around 14 to 20%. So we established the norms there for athlete. Below that, people below that, we're really going to getting into 2 types of people here, is fitness bodybuilder competitors and people who are ill. Your essential fat levels. For males, you need between 2 and 5% body fat minimum. For females, 11 to 13% minimum. Now, for women, first of all, we're just going to talk about what happens if you get below and stay below around 14%. It's going to be different for everyone, but 13, 14%. If you get below that point and stay there, basically you've got disruption of the endocrine system, which is all the glands around the body that control your metabolism, your hormones, your sex hormones, your cycle. You're going to get hormonal issues, loss of cycle. More seriously, your organs start to shrink, and you get damage to your central nervous system. So I don't know if you know or not, but a lot of the Claire's going to talk about in a minute, like female
bikini competitors. 8 to 11.
The recommended body fat for them is 8 to 13%.
That's it, 8
to
to
compete, which is already below the essential level. Now, it's really important we know when they're competing and when they're going in to compete, they're trying to get down to that level. Speak to any of them, they'll be getting their periods stop, their fertility drops,
they're exhausted,
energy.
They're angry, they're hungry.
And the problem is now we're being presented with a lot of images that think this is a normal state to be in. And for men, it's the same thing. Bodybuilders will try to get down to between 5-6% body fat for shows. But again, if you talk to any of those guys that competed as fitness models or for shows, they tell you that they're so fatigued, they have so little energy, they can barely get on the stage to pose and do their stuff. And again, we're just going to run through. We'll talk about like the impact and the comparison, what's happening. But for anyone that is below the essential level of body fat for a prolonged period of time, endocrine system disruption, low energy, low testosterone levels, leading to low libido, interruption of cycle for women, heart risks, brittle bones because you can't process calcium and vitamin D without the fat, and your immune system comes suppressed, so you're more prone to sickness.
Now listen, we're not saying, because I, as I said right at the beginning, I think those women and those guys, they look amazing. Like, they really do. And I would, if I could prefer the whole kind of heroin chic with the Kate Moss stuff, all that time ago, showing my age, but all that time ago, the strong, not skinny movement really kind of empowered women to go and lift and be strong and build muscles, and I love that because I love it too. And I'm not saying we're not dissing the bikini competitors or the bodybuilders at all. What we're trying to say is they have to go to a really, really low body fat percentage, which has all of those issues, in order to compete. And what we don't want all us normal people thinking is that is their normal state and they look like that all the time. They have to drop down to that. And then when they're not competing, they cannot stay there. They will not stay there. So all the photos you see on Instagram of all your favourite female bikini competitors and everything, those photos are when they're competing, and they'll just keep posting them. So you think that's what they look like all the time. And we're just cutting through the BS and saying that's actually not what they look like all the time, because they cannot stay there. And if they do, they get all of those problems, which is just, again, not a happy, balanced way of living. We don't want to live like that. I mean, just to give you an idea, so you've got something to relate to, my body fat percentage is probably about 19?
Yeah, 19
to
20.
19 and 20. And I'm happy with that, and I look lean, and it's because I like wine and eating nice food. So, but hats off to all those people that do it, but we just don't want anyone to think that is sustainable, because it's not.
I think the issue today is, like, say these competitors, they will go, we know it's for a fact, they'll go and they'll take hundreds of shots in different outfits at competition time and then cycle them through the year, so it looks like they're always in that condition, but of course they're not, because competitors also do have a support network around them at the higher levels, doctors, coaches. They know it's not healthy to stay at a level. Unfortunately, with social media, we're being led to believe that is the level we should be at for the long term, and it most definitely is not.
So anyway, hope you found Wise Up Wednesday helpful this week, and we'll be here next week giving another one of our, not rants, but just cutting through some of the stuff that we see out there so that you don't have to. Okay, have a good one. Stay warm.